So this is our project for WinHacks2022. We did the vehicle charging station project, and this is the front end. So this is a map of the Windsor area, and it shows these are the existing charging stations already present. And you can take the show generated box, and it will show the new amount, the new chargers that are being generated. It takes a few seconds for the request to go through, but this is where you would select the amount to generate, and here's where you would filter through the types for existing chargers. So the new one's loaded in. We only have the amount set to 10, so they only put them in the areas where it's most needed. Right, this area here is mostly farmland, so there's not many placed there. This area is more densely populated, so there's more chargers placed here. The website's written using Vue as a framework, and it basically has a config box component and a map view component. The map is just a background, and it has a layer with each kind of point on it. And the config box just has settings, options for you to select to change to update the map. And then home view is just the home page with all of the logic in it.
Hello, I'm going to briefly go over our backend. So our system runs on Python, and specifically the framework FastAPI. FastAPI allows us to construct this API backend very quickly and very easily with minimal syntax. Then we have the algorithm. So the algorithm took us the most time in this project, so there are a number of failed attempts in here, so that's why you see multiple implementations of the same thing. The one we use here is this function, which essentially defines all the existing charger locations, and then for each of the existing chargers, it will find the midpoint between each pair of chargers, and then that midpoint is then filtered based on its location and how close it is to how many other chargers are in the proximity of that location. And so eventually it narrows it down until there's some certain amount left, and it'll also take into account the specific locations requested by the challenge, and it will attempt to add more locations around those areas. And then it does some further filtering, and it also filters out highways in this area through this regular expression for the highway codes that's defined up here, because from what I understand they start with ON for Ontario dash a number, so that's filtered out automatically, and that way we're able to avoid highways. Then here we use the TomTom API geocoder to figure out the nearest address to each coordinate. So each coordinate is mapped to an actual address, which we then serve back to the front end. And yeah, that's the essentials of our backend.